About 5 months ago we did an article on St Ninian's Cave and St Ninian Cave up from Ireland to evangelise in Scotland. And here again we have a similar thing, a bit farther north on the east coast of Scotland, and we're going to see St Columba's Cave and hear the story about St Columba's, yet another Irish evangelist who came over the shores from Dublin to preach the gospel to the people of Scotland, the Picts and the Celts. This cave to the north of Collier spot is where Columbus stayed when he came in his curragh from Ulster, awaiting orders from the king so he could move up to Iona and begin the monastery there. It's an interesting rough ride down in the car to this area where you had to walk up this small wooden infested area, and here we see an old bit of the old chapel which was originally there, and there's another chapel further on which we won't be able to see, but as we continue to head up the walk here, it isn't really that far and we come towards the cave, which is quite impressive inside. Well, the different St Ninian's Cave, it's a little bit out of the way, and for a different design and different altars inside. Obviously people come here and leave, could we say, tributes to their quest. It's obviously deeper past the cave down there, but we won't have a look in there. But here we have 3 crosses, signify the 3 crosses of the crucifixion. And as you can see, it's quite regularly visited. When you get down here, obviously in bad and worse weather, it's going to be a bit more difficult. But it's quite stunning, just like St Ninian's Cave. All this is a bit more, I don't know, as dramatic as the other one. We go back down to the woodland towards the shore. It is quite secluded, whether all and as we see here, we've got another bit of the cave. Perhaps this was the place where he slept actually, and resided, and perhaps the other place was the altar. Here's big enough to have, I suppose, a bedding, somewhere to eat. There, maybe have a fire here. Wooden fire, and it's still secluded and secure from invaders, I suppose, and where we see the dramatic stonework as we head back out.
Hey,
I suppose it was a pretty defensive territory at the time, pretty protective, but then again, whether all this woods and fauna and foliage was here, who knows. But you have a good view of the actual loch from a distance. Very flat, very easy to see around and severe. I no doubt Columba looked at God's beauty here and probably inspired him to continue his worship.
From.
And regardless of the foliage fauna, it's definitely taken on covering this old chapel, which was one of the first stone chapels built to St Columba when he was here residing at the cave. It was a dedication to him. I can see from aerial shots there's not much left of it, and the cave is just behind the trees. And there's a chapel further along. If you continue a walk for about 1.5 miles, on the other end of the coast there is a chapel, but it was there's no way for vehicle access, and at the time it was a bit more difficult to get to, so we'll probably continue to do that in another episode at a later date. But as there, interesting stuff. And of course when King Canal gave Columba permission to establish a monastery in Iona, off he went. And I've been to Iona before. I wouldn't say it's between the two walls. It's a bit, well, this is a bit distance anyway, but it's still worth coming to visit if you're in the Argyll and Butte areas. So for now, thanks. Please like, subscribe to watch. Bye for now.